Hello guys and welcome back to my channel for another breakdown of the attributes that I look for in my players inside Football Manager 2021. Today we are going to break down a vital role for me. I always use this role and that's my go-to for that position really, and that is a ball playing defender. Regardless of what division I play in, I like my defenders to be able to play out from the back, and for me that always starts with the centre back. So today we're going to break down one of the best, if not the best, ball playing defender in world football right now in Virgil van Dijk, but I'm also going to point out what makes him such a superstar, and then we're going to take a look at some of the attributes on some of the players that you guys can pick up in your saves. So without any further ado, let's get into it. So then guys, this is Virgil van Dijk. I'm sure you will all be familiar with this absolute superstar. Virgil van Dijk is probably, in my opinion, the best ball-playing defender in football by a considerable margin. I'd say Sergio Ramos is another good ball-playing defender. Aymeric Laporte is another one who's sort of good and up there in terms of world football. But for me, Virgil van Dijk is the best. Now, we're going to break down Virgil van Dijk, we're going to break down the ball-playing defender, and we're going to break down the attributes that I look for in my ball-playing defenders. So, first and foremost, defenders for me, I'd like them to be able to head the ball. I don't think they need 18. Virgil is obviously great at heading the football. 18 is there for me, but the ball-playing defender role for me is broken down, and as Football Manager breaks it down, in terms of these green areas here. So the green are the priority, and then the blue are sort of like the secondary attributes to look for. And you can use that to find these players, but for me, they need a little bit more than just this. So they've identified heading, marking, passing, tackling, composure, positioning, jumping reach, and strength as key ones. I agree with most of these. However, the ones I would take out would be jumping reach and strength. For me, if your defender can be in the right position, they don't need to be electric quick, or they don't need to be an absolute unit. If they do have these physical attributes as well, then that obviously helps in the case of Virgil van Dijk. But for me, if their positioning is good, if their vision is good, if their decision making is good, then for me, I think that makes them a better centre back than just being able to rely on their physicality to bail them out of positions and out of trouble. In terms of his mental stats though, guys, this is where Virgil van Dijk really does excel. Now, the green, as they've said, is the sort of like key stats to look for. He's got 16 composure, 17 positioning. Great. Now, for me, the additional ones that I look for in here are vision, which is actually, for a centre-back, 14 is not lacking. I understand this. I'm not silly. 14 is very good for a centre-back. If you was a central midfielder, you'd expect this to be a little bit higher, but I think 14 vision is very good. I do look for vision though. I look for decisions. I look for anticipation as well as the composure. There are some real key ones in what makes Virgil van Dijk so fantastic. Coupled with this for Virgil van Dijk, he has the player traits of marks opponents tightly, tries to play his way out of trouble, and does not dive into tackles, and tries long-range passes. Now, this is obviously one that you can get on your defenders if you really want to train it. It can be risky, but sometimes he can hit that 40, 50-yard ball that absolutely shreds a team, and you can really get out from playing from the back. Things that also help Virgil van Dijk, he is 6'4", he is 14.5 stone. He does have the physicals that I mentioned earlier, and obviously for Virgil van Dijk, he has these two massive ones. He thrives on playing in big matches, and he is also a very consistent performer, which is something that people really do overlook and really need to take note of more in Football Manager. So we've broken down Virgil van Dijk. I've told you what I think makes him a very good ball-playing defender. He could be any one of these roles, to be honest. If you wanted him to be a no-nonsense centre-back, he could do it because he is that damn good. We go into the scouting section and we go into the player search. I've already got it loaded up here. So as I mentioned, this is what I look for in a player. So centre-back, we're going to go 15 to 30. You don't really want to go too much older than that. And then this is the set of attributes that I have identified for what I look for in a ball-playing defender. So, as I said, heading, marking, passing, tackling. I added technique in there. I think the technique really does help. Obviously, there's no goalkeeping stats. Anticipation, composure, decisions, positioning, and vision. And obviously, as I said, the physicals are a bonus at this point. If they have great physicals, that's even better. If they don't, I think, given the other sort of things, if they've got good positioning, they've got good anticipation and good decision making, I don't think you need to be electric. So we'll search it at 15 and we'll see what it brings back. So in terms of entire world football, the only player else other than Virgil van Dijk that hits this criteria is Aymeric Laporte. Now, he is fantastic as well. He has all the attributes. He has got decent physicals and he is slightly younger than Virgil van Dijk, and he is left-footed, which is quite nice to have as well. However, I understand all of you guys are not going to have the budgets to sign Aymeric Laporte and Virgil van Dijk. So if we drop these down to 13, and then what we're going to do, guys, is we are going to arrange this by value. Now this guys, this is where you start to find your gems. Adita, I think as a centre back, bearing in mind, don't look at the star rating, guys, because if you look at the star rating, he is being compared to Virgil van Dijk. Okay, Virgil van Dijk is one of the best players in the country, in the world, at his position, and this guy is being judged on the ability of the Liverpool team. So he's being judged on Virgil van Dijk, he's being judged on Mo Salah, he's being judged on Sadio Mane. So you have to take a look more at his stats. He's got good heading, he's got a nice first touch as well, can pass, can mark, great tackling, good technique, good vision. He's got the same vision as Virgil van Dijk, good positioning. Good jumping reach as well, which does help. Solid enough pace. He is okay in terms of the physical attributes. He's probably not tall enough for me at 5'11", but as a ball-playing defender, he's really good. Playing for a team, I believe Junior are in Colombia. Yes, they are. And he's valued at just 475k, guys. And you don't only need to do this in terms of trying to sign players as well. If you go on to this guy, he's at Aston Villa. If you're looking to get a player in on loan potentially, you could go down this route. He looks like another good ball-playing defender. This guy will come at a premium because he is English. Let's have a look and see if I can find any others in here that would be very good. Eric Garcia sort of fitting that mold. Now we've dropped the criteria down a little bit as well. Again, another good ball-playing centre-back. If we sort this, let's sort this by age. Eric Garcia, Babacar Kamara, Matthias de Ligt. They've got some really good ones in here. How about if I drop this down even more? Let's see if we can get 12s and see who comes up. So this Belgian guy, oh my god, 17 years of age. Right, this would be me having to put my money where my mouth is, isn't it? So he's got 18 tackling, 12 marking, 16 passing, 18 first touch on this guy. I personally have never heard of this guy before in my life. He's got fantastic vision, great positioning for someone who's 17 years of age, good decision making, good composure. His physicals aren't there, and he is 5'7". But guys, as a ball-playing defender, to be honest, actually, I'd probably move him up and play him at half-back. But he is a very, very good pickup. 17 years of age. Eric Garcia as well. Wesley Fofana. You can see the sort of players that are going to come up here. Bastoni's a very good pickup. This guy from Malmo, again, 21 years of age. Valued at 1.3 million, is pretty cheap. He starts his save wanted by Villa, Brighton, Burnley, Leeds, and Sheffield United. So he's wanted by Premier League clubs. But you can also move... Let's move and see who is now the cheapest. Now we've altered these. Jose Moya, another one in here, another ball-playing defender coming out of Colombia. Again, looks pretty tasty. Then we have Walter Dieter still there knocking around. In terms of some of the cheaper ones, then you can obviously go over to Eastern Europe. You look at this guy from Serbia. He looks very solid again. Remember, guys, these people are being compared to the Liverpool team, so don't take too much consideration over the star rating. Again, another one here, 22 years of age, currently playing for Basel. He is a Swiss international. Looks very, very good and ticks a lot of the boxes as a ball-playing defender, guys. So this is kind of what I'm looking for. This is kind of who I look for. This guy's beard's fantastic. Let's take a look at him. 23 years of age. I think he's coming out of Sweden. I don't know where this club is. Russia, by the looks of things. He looks pretty good in terms of a ball-playing centre-back. He does look pretty good. If you are looking for someone to play in that position, don't forget, guys, I have a Wonder Kid shortlist on my channel with the new update. So if you want to find ball-playing defenders, I've already done the work for you. You can go over there and you can find out who these Wonder Kids are and you can sign them for your teams. But that is where I'm going to leave this explanation of what I look for in a ball-playing defender, guys. If you have enjoyed this video and you have found it useful, don't forget to drop a like on it down below and hit that subscribe button for daily Football Manager content. I'll be back at 5 PM tomorrow with another episode of my Pentagon Challenge, and hopefully, guys, I'll see you there.